So a couple simple things to remember moving forward when you're starting to create a program for yourself. If you do not hire someone that can help you with this, like basically coach you on how to learn how to do this on your own, regardless if you use that person for accountability purposes or not. So like basic things to think about or always have reference in your head. So when you think about caloric intake, you go, okay, maybe I want to start off eating 1,500 calories. Then you can start to say, okay, and I'm going to get those 1,500 calories in 4 to 5 small meals. Now, this is, if you haven't been doing this before, the beginning is to train your body to then adapt to this process. So the first week, 2 weeks, you may not feel very hungry. You may feel very hungry right away. It doesn't matter that you're reaching your goal the first couple weeks or not. What matters is that you're starting to get a read. That's the most important thing. When you can get a read, you can make adjustments. And then with those adjustments and with consistency and time, you will see progress. You will create a pattern. You'll be able to depict and determine what may happen if I do this. Then you become more experienced. And then it actually becomes fun. Because when you see results, when you're putting in the work and you're doing all the little things, thinking about it and doing it, it becomes something much more, right, than just losing frickin' weight or putting on muscle. Bottom line is what you want to remember is what you're doing, number one. And then what is happening or what are the results from what you're doing. Then you can only trust those results if you are actually doing those things and nothing outside of it, so that you're not adding more cardio than you had on the list or not doing all your cardio. You're not snacking on top of the meal plan you have created. There are 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates. So if you're eating 24 grams of carbs, that's 96 calories. It's the exact same for protein. So there's 4 calories per gram of protein. Now for fats, the caloric value is more dense. So there's 9 calories per gram. All right, so for every gram of fat that you eat, there are 9 calories per gram. And if you're eating 24 grams of fats, that's 216 calories versus 96 calories. Now, I don't say that to say eat carbs and protein and not fats. I say that is to then, now that you're thinking logically, you're respecting the realities of nutrition and life and, wow, okay, if I really want what I want, I have to abide by these rules and then play the game. So generally a rule of thumb is you want to keep fats separate from carbohydrates. So I like to have more so a protein carbohydrate meal, a fat protein meal. And when do you have those meals? Generally, I would have my carbohydrate meals, which raise blood sugar, produce quick energy. And if you're eating good complex carbs, the energy could be somewhat long lasting. So you would have that when you wake up in the morning, where your glucose is usually rather low. Before you work out, when you want to kind of spike your blood sugar, so that when you work out, you have energy, you can get good workout. And then after you work out, so you can get good recovery. The fats, they're good for, hormonal balance, and 2, great for people that have a difficult time gaining weight, because then that's a great time to start stacking protein, fats, and carbs together in one meal, especially if you're a person with a hyper fast metabolism. But if we're talking where you're starting at your basic outline and you want to get a good read and see where you're at, then I would start separating those things. So say meal 1, you have a complex carbohydrates like oatmeal, a source of lean protein, boom. 2 to 3 hours later, you may have a fat meal, maybe a little bit of a 55 grams of avocado, 8 grams of fat, with some protein source, chicken breast, something like that. You want to keep your food intake purposeful and based around what your activities are. So generally, if you work out midday, you have your carbohydrate protein meal, then maybe a fat meal or 2, or just protein meals throughout the day. And then before you work out, you'll have some rice and protein. Then after you work out, you'll have a potato and protein. And then before bed, maybe some peanut butter and protein powder. Or maybe you have some beef, a fattier protein source. That will help too when you go to sleep. It will take a little longer to distribute the energy and to digest the food from the fat. So then, might help you sleep. So never too late to eat. Always eat. Just make sure what you eat is based on what your next activity or what your previous activity was. Okay, these are basic, simple things, but the number one lesson I'm trying to give off here is one that I have had to learn and still learn every day. And I have to remind myself this is why I'm making this video. Helping others helps yourself. It's not just to help you, because I'm not that ego or conceited or have that much belief in myself to think that I know everything, because I don't. I feel that my level of knowledge is very medium level. Okay, because I have those that I look up to and ask questions to that I feel that are very smart, and they may feel that they're medium level. So what I'm trying to tell you, as long as you're putting in the effort to understand the tools you need to be your best and you're abiding by those rules, then you can push the boundaries, play the game. So if you need a coach or you need anything like that, and you need some help, seek somebody that you know is a coach or a trainer in that regard, can help you with nutrition, and actually really enjoy doing it, and not just going to bullshit you, sell you a plan so you send them money every month. Then you can go there and you can learn probably a little bit faster. But if you abide by these little things and maybe ask me some more questions, then you'll at least be better off than where you are now. Thank you.